Time for a bit of beekeeping. I really hear him buzzing in there. They're really buzzing. Pretty close to being full there. Let's put this down for a second. Take the side panel off. Yeah, very close to being full. I'll pull this apart and have a look. Put that down there. Some stuff here to put my frames in, a couple of spare frames if I need them. Looking busy. Alright, back shortly. Okay. Cracking all the propolis. Loosened it off so we can get this lid off. Inner cover. Sound a bit busy, buzzy. Lots and lots and lots of bees. And there's lots of comb on top too. Alright, put this down on the ground. It's down there for now. I'm nearly going to say this is going to be full of honey again. I'll have to pull these frames out before I can lift the whole box off, so I'll have to put the camera down and do a bit more, but they're looking nice and healthy, doing their bee thing, pretty calm. Cool bees. Alrighty. Well, pull the first frame out. I'll just come down here, and I'm pretty sure all of them are completely capped, so I'll have to pull the frames out, put them into this bucket so I can then lift the top off, because it's going to be way too heavy. Even that outer frame on the inside's capped, the outside's not. That's alright. So I'll pull these out, I'll have a look, and I'll try and get down into the bottom. Okay, back soon. Okay, so I've got most of the frames out. You can see there's lots of wax that was between the frames and the queen excluder, so I have to try and get all that off. I might be able to lift this top box off now. But out of the 4 in the middle, these 2 and the far one are full. This one here actually is still open in the middle, so I won't be harvesting from that. I don't know how much I'm going to harvest this time, but I have to get down in the bottom and check out what's going on downstairs, so I'll keep pulling this apart. We'll see how we go. Yep, well, there's plenty of cross comb and honey and wax everywhere. And this is just the ideal, so I've got to get through this and I've got to get down into the bottom. Probably not going to video all this, probably just bits and pieces. And yeah, we'll just see how we go. I don't know how many of these frames I'm going to be able to get out of here and if I can lift it off. It's going to be bloody heavy if it's full of honey. If it is, I'll have to harvest, even though it's winter, because I'll end up honey bound for spring. Alrighty, stick with me guys. All brood and honey, it's all drones. And that frame I pulled out, a couple of weird cells on there, but they're just funny shaped, I think. Looks like it might have been a queen cell at some stage. Another one over there too. Probably just practice ones, I would say. Alright, keep going. That's a baby bee. And there's another slightly older bee. And there's some baby bees hatching. Some of that's drone, I think. There's one over there cleaning the cell. That looks like a worker. Yep, that's a baby worker cleaning its cell. Cool. The larger cells are drone cells. The smaller ones are workers. It's definitely a baby worker. Or Kalo. Kalo, I think is what they also call them. Cleaning up the cells. It's their first job when they hatch. A couple there next to her just about to come out, chewing their way through the cell. Sorry, got some bees on me. Alrighty. It's going to be a long inspection for me today, but for you guys it's going to be pretty short. Oh, a little bit of brood there in the middle, lots of pollen and some larvae. And there's more on the next frame. See if I can get this one out of the way for a sec. It's probably a bit hard to see down in there, but that's actually got all brood in that one. See if I can smoke them a little bit. Might move. So they're doing alright. I'll keep inspecting. I'm not going to video everything because like I normally do, I don't have time. I've got to get in here and get it done. So there's plenty of brood, plenty of honey. I'll do a bit of a harvest later, and yeah, they're looking good. So they'll be good for when spring comes, things this winter. Alright, catch you later. Okay, well, all back together. Now we'll do a little harvest. Oops, if I can get my little adapter to hook on. Might not have put the box right on straight, I don't think. Oops, just back a sec. It's a bit better. Yeah, I don't think this side was lined up quite right. Try again, hang on. Okay, there we go. Got that one on, got that one on. Now we... Oh, hey dog. Oh, hang on a sec, I'll be back. Okay, dog's gone. Alright, I'll open this up. Take the top piece off. I'll just put it down here for now on the ground. We'll take the back section off. And it will just sit down onto these two lovely frame pieces, which gives us a little shelf. Okay, so we've got that one's half full, and that one's half full, and one, two, these two are full. That one is only partially full, and this one here is full. So we'll probably harvest this one, and I'll do the other two another time. I just don't have enough time today. It's alright, so I'll take the little cap out of the bottom, like so. If you look down in there, you can probably see the little bees. Okay, now up the top here, I'll take this little one out up here, so I can put the tool in up there, so we can let the honey out. If you just hang on a second, I'll grab the rest of the gear. Okay, here's our tube, jar. Let's put that over there out of the way. Now it's got a little little notch on there which goes into that little slot, which where the bees are trying to stick their tongues through at the moment. So I'll put that through into there and push them back out of the way, which will seal it into the back. This one here lines up the tube, and then I'll grab my tools in a sec and we'll turn them and we'll get some honey coming out. Okay, so I put the tools into the bottom slot, not the top. The top's to close it, bottom's to open it. Then I will rotate them slightly, like so. Okay. Now I haven't done the whole thing, but with a bit of luck, if we look down that tube, we'll probably see some honey starting to run down into that tube and it'll run out the back. And because I have it on a slight angle, because I have a piece of wood there at the front, which is angling the hive backwards, it will help the honey to flow out, as you can see there. A little visitor. And just so you can see, I'll open this up. I usually do this, so bees are still in there on the comb doing their thing. Lots of bees out the front. So when that one there is completely capped, I'll probably be able to harvest it. Probably be in about another week or so. But like I said, this one here is in the middle is completely empty. These two are full, and this one is only full on this side. This other side over here is empty. When I had it out, as you can see, you can see there's all bubbles. So it's also empty. You can see the honey's already run out of this, obviously, because it's going in the jar. It's pretty cool. Oh, when this is full, I'll try and change it over. I might be able to see if I can video that. Getting pretty close. Okay. See how I go. There we go. Another full jar. Oh, gotta get the lid on straight. Oh, there we go. Much better when you get it on straight. It's pretty light, it's not bad. It is winter honey, so tastes a little fruity, which is good. On the 5th jar now. I'm going to go up here. There's the other 4 sitting on top. See how we go. These jars are about just about 800 grams that they hold. So I usually fill 5 or 6 out of one flow frame, so it's close to between 3.5 and almost not quite 4 kilos out of one frame. Obviously, by the early video, when I was pulling this whole section off, I only had 3 frames sitting in it. No, sorry, 2 frames, the 2 outer frames, and it was still substantial weight lifting that off. So you know, you got the box, the bees, and I only had 2 frames, and they were pretty close to 3/4 full each. So, you know, I mean, it's not a lot really, but it's, you know, probably close to 8-9 kilos, which isn't a lot, but when it's got bees in it and it's awkward to lift, it makes it difficult. But when it's full and you try and lift it, you know, you're talking 30 plus kilos that you're trying to lift off that hive. It's not easy to do. That's why a lot of people actually run just the ideals as their honey supers, especially older people. No offense to older people, there's nothing wrong with it. It's still beekeeping, it's great. You work to your strengths, and you know, you use smaller boxes, or you do what I did. You pull the frames out, put them into another box, and then you can lift the box off when you've got either enough frames out or all the frames out, and then clean up the box, put it back on, and then put back in the frames that you want to put back in. Because obviously I run brood in both of these boxes, the ideal and in the brood box in the bottom, which is the standard super brood box, and obviously the flow hive on top. Yeah, no, we're going well here, so this is not bad. I'm only going to do the 1 frame today. I'll do the other 2, which are these 2, which I said before. I'll do both of those during the week, one afternoon when I get time, when I get home from work. And all going well, be probably another 5 to 6 jars each. Yeah, so we'll see how we go. Well, thanks for coming along, and I might put up a little bit at the end once I've got them all done, and you can see all the jars together. I might even compare it to the last one. You can see the difference in the colour of the honey. The great thing with the flow hive is each frame you can get different flavour, and you can also get different colour honey, which is absolutely awesome, and it's gorgeous, and it tastes great. Well, thanks for coming along, and I'll be back shortly. So there we go, 5.5 jars, 700 grams each. So we're just over 5.5, almost 4 kilos. So the 5 jars are basically 3.5 kilos, and then there's a half jar there. It's not quite, so it's probably about another 400 grams. So yeah, all up, pretty close to about probably 3.8 kilos. That's not bad out of one frame. So like I said, I'll do the other ones during the week. I just don't have time today, but I know which ones they are, which are the two in the centre. And yeah, we'll keep on tracking and see how we go. Well, thanks for stopping by, and I hope you enjoyed another little honey harvest and bee inspection. Bye for now, not forever. Well, here we are the next day. Whoop, get that back in focus. So I've got the plugs out ready to go, and the tops. Whoops, it'll go into focus there. Alrighty, so I'll put the tubes in. Oh, a little bee there trying to stick its little tongue out. Alright, come on girls. So I'll put the tube in. Just grab it with my other hand, make sure it's in there properly. I'll put this one in, do the same thing. Now I'm going to do both of these, but I'll try and stage them so that I don't get honey going everywhere in 2 jars at once. Hang on a second, I'll grab some jars and I'll be right back. Okay, just having a look at this, and probably not going to get that under that jar, so I'll have to do one at a time. That's alright, I'll put that there. I'll grab tools, which I'll put down the side here. And a second tool. So, usually you only use one, but I've come into a habit of using 2 because it just seems to be a bit easier. Hang on a second. And hopefully, there we go, honey's already dripping down in there. Oop. Focus, please. Okay. Hopefully into our jar. I don't make a mess like I usually do. Now the other thing I do a little differently, which most people have probably seen in my videos, is I don't put these all the way in and open the whole channel. I just open it a little bit at a time. By doing that, you tend not to get as much leakage, but you do always get some. As you can probably see here on the inside, there is actually honey running out there. When the capping on the cells breaks, the honey does leak out of it. The bees usually clean most of that up, but I try not to do too much at once, otherwise you'd flood the entire frame would open, and then you'd have honey everywhere. So hopefully this way works a bit better. We'll see how we go. It's all looking pretty good so far. I'm just taking the side cover off. You can probably see they've done a little bit more capping now. So obviously this honey here is all been dried enough, and it's been turned, well, the nectar's been turned into honey. Busy working away in there. I'll have to clean the lens off, I guess, get all this wax off here at some point. Anyway, we'll see how we go. Getting close over there, so I'll change that jar out shortly. So yes, it's another lightish colour, a little bit different to the one from yesterday, but I'll try and put them all together and I'll try and get a picture of them. Most of the ones I had from yesterday I've actually taken in to give away to a few friends. So anyway, we'll endeavour to have a look, and I'll compare both of these because they're going to be probably 2 different colours. I'll definitely be 2 different flavours, that's for sure. going pretty well so far. Probably this jar and maybe one or half another jar. See how we go. Then I'll go to the other frame. Nice. So while the last of that honey's draining out, I'm just going to have a look in the pest tray. Now, it's pollen and bits of dead bee. That's probably about it in there. And this side here, all this wax, well, that's from the drawn comb that I put back in. That was old drawn comb. I put a frame in, and they've actually pulled a lot of that wax off. So obviously they weren't happy with it, and they've decided that no, that's not good enough. We're going to take that out, and they're obviously redoing it all. Could be wrong. That might be a varroa mite, and it will be the first one I've had. Oh, I'll have to investigate that and have a closer look, I think. I might take a close-up picture of that, but it could be a mite, or it might not be. My eyes aren't that good. I'll take it off that bit of wax and have a look later. Alright. Okay, so there's all our honey from the 2 frames. And just to show a little bit of a difference, there's not much of a difference. This one was the one I did a couple of weeks ago. I mean, the other ones look darker because they're one behind the other, but when you put them side by side, you see that they're definitely different colours. So this is obviously darker honey than this one. So this is all nice and light. So when you put one behind the other there, like I said, if you move that so the light's behind it, it's not dark, but when you put it next to that one, it is. So these are all very light honeys. Just as a comparison. Cool, thanks for coming along. And it looks like I'm going to have to do some varroa treatment now. I've already ordered some treatment from Flow Hive, and I'll try that in about a week when I get it, or whenever it arrives. And hopefully we can get it all under control. I found 2 dead varroa in the pest tray, and I actually seen one on a bee in the clear window on the side. So if they're on the bees, that's a bit of a problem. And that's only 3 that I've seen, so there's obviously a lot more. So yeah, what I'll have to do is pull the other honey off, and then I'll have to do the treatment, wait a couple of weeks, check them, and if it's lower or the same, I can put the Flow Hive back on and see how we go, and then maybe have to retreat them again after that. Apparently you can actually have the honey if you do treat them. You just don't harvest the honey for about 2 weeks after treatment. So that's not 2 weeks from when you put the treatment on. You put the treatment on, you check them, then you remove the strips, and then you wait 2 weeks, then you can harvest the honey. So anyway, I'll go through all that, make sure I do all that right before I do anything, and we'll see how we go. Sorry about that, bit of a frog in my throat. Anyway, cool, thanks for coming along, and we'll catch up with you all next time. And yeah, bye for now, not forever.